Hello, everyone, lovely people, lovely friends around the world, wherever you are in this moment. And us old ladies, we pulled it together to turn up, to show up.
We're not old ladies. I'm not starting this stream as an old lady.
Okay.
I'm just going to start as an alive elder. Please, Juliet.
It's very alive, elders. We are here. We've shown up. Unlike last week when I completely spaced out and completely didn't even realize it was Wednesday. I'm so sorry, Brigitte.
It's okay. I waited and waited.
So where is she? Where is she? What's going on?
Yeah. And I thought, okay, it's called a time warp.
Time warp, yeah. I was in
a time warp. And yesterday I went into the same time warp because I waited for Juliet for about half an hour.
Yesterday?
Yes, and it was Tuesday. And I said to my sister, I'm sorry, I've got a meeting. And then I realized I saw Juliet being in the marshes, doing a beautiful video on being in gratitude. Hello, Jack. And yesterday, and then after waiting for 20 minutes, I came back and I looked at the date and it said Tuesday. And I came here and my sister said, oh, has she forgotten? I said, no, she hasn't forgotten. It's me. I'm out of a day. And Juliet, you were out of a week.
I was completely out of a week. It's like, I couldn't believe it. It's like, how did I do that? So sorry.
Juliet missed last week. And yesterday I was already tuning into the live stream. And of course, it's tonight. So hello, beautiful Debbie, and hello, lovely Jack.
So we are here now. And you know, I don't think it's about being elderly. It's not like we're going senile or anything. It's just like there's so much going on. And it's just like the days keep rolling one after another, like fast, like that. And trying to keep up with everything. Trying to, you know, keep that. It's day after day. There's this and there's that and this and that. And like turning up and being there and keeping everything flowing is huge. And processing, I mean, the amount of emotional processing right now.
It's huge. It's at every level. And yes, in France, so much is revealing itself and the incoherence is hitting France. And most people are still in absolute shock. And of course, there's much more contraction around wearing masks. And I mean, people are starting to forget to walk in the shops with their masks because they're just, it doesn't make any more sense. Like my sister this afternoon, she walked in the shop and suddenly after 10 minutes, I looked at her, she looked at me, and the man who was in the shop looked at her in a funny way. And she realized she hadn't got a mask on. Or I said to her very kindly, oh, I guess when you got out of the car, it just fell on the ground. Well, of course, it wasn't on the ground. She'd left it in the car.
That's good.
This is saying where we're at right now is we can't take in. But even when my GP mentioned, my GP, lovely GP, he just sent to me the most beautiful. He's still alive. He's still in his pose. Yeah. He said, I don't know what you're doing, but I'm still alive. So he's still alive. He should have died by Christmas. So we're still holding on the fort. And he mentioned who was, he said, it's fascinating. A friend of mine just sent me this, and he was a top GP. And he was saying, well, when I had to do the, you know what, the little prick in the arms of my patients, I had to check before who were the shareholders. Hello, Zoe.
Who are the shareholders?
Who were the shareholders? And hello, Abigail. And so I've got a whole list of who the shareholders were of every firm.
Okay.
And it's fascinating because I need to translate it in English and then I'm going to put it on Facebook and YouTube and everywhere. But I can't say it.
Doctor's practice, do you mean, or something else?
Oh, no. I'm talking about he needed to know who was behind what he
Oh, I
was
see.
asked to do.
The lethal things.
Yes. I'm talking about the lethal experiments. Yes, and then he discovered who was behind, and it's fascinating. It's the same. It's the same ones.
It's the same ones. The same ones as behind the media and everything, and it's
Yes.
all like teetering now, isn't it? That's the sense. It's
It
teetering.
is. So if I find
And,
it.
I had some wonderful news yesterday that Robert.
You're freezing. You're freezing, Julia.
I'm not freezing. I'm here.
Oh, good. I mean, it's only the picture that's sometimes
Yeah.
disappearing. Hello, Graham. Hello, beautiful one. It's lovely to get a sense that you're all here. It really is a time when we need to feel your presence, and for maybe you to feel our presence, whatever we are offering. I don't know anymore. So you were saying, Juliet, I'm saying,
yes. Robert Kennedy.
Yeah, what was he saying?
Won the court case against Fauci and the pharmaceutical companies yesterday.
Wonderful, because I did read in French. I did listen to a beautiful court case when he has 25 years imprisonment. That was 3 days ago. So I just wanted to share this because I feel this is really good news from a medical person. So by just tapping, and anybody can do that, by just tapping the name of the auction shareholder who is in charge of the society on Google. And then you have to go onto the La Bourse, which is the shareholding above shareholders. You can verify everything that is written here. The first auction, the first shareholders of Pfizer is the Vanguard Group. The first auctioneer of Johnson & Johnson is the Vanguard Group. The third auctioneer of AstraZeneca is the Vanguard Group. The fourth shareholder, I'm translating, of Moderna is the Vanguard Group. VANG, J for George, UARD. And the third great, just hold on, come on, open it, please. Shareholders of Sanofi, that's a French firm, is the Vanguard Group. The first is L'Oréal, beauty, perfume, all this stuff that women and men put on their bodies, which are full of real toxic products. And the third is the Vanguard Group. The Vanguard is an American pension fund. It deals with the small amount of 7,000 millions of dollars, which is more than the PIB, which is the total of the cumulative return of what France plus Germany together make yearly. And then you have to see how much on the international lobbying that amounts to. The first shareholder of Google, YouTube, Google Maps, WhatsApp, etc., is Vanguard Group. The first shareholders of Facebook is the Vanguard Group. And the principal shareholders of Microsoft is the Vanguard Group. And it's the same. Shareholder of Apple is the Vanguard Group. And it's only the second of Amazon. So the J for George, AFAM, it's him. So at the lobbying level, when you sell something, it's certainly very, very, very powerful. So the main shareholders of Akamai, Akamai, is the Vanguard Group. Akamai is the first world business to keep your database, numeric database. It's with the national print, French, we're talking about France right now, who keeps all your database of the 200 COVID. All the anti-COVID people are in that database.
Yeah,
So
be careful of that word. Don't say that word.
oh, sorry. Yes, well, tous anti, okay? Not saying that word. So I'm thinking, if you can all verify who is keeping all the database of all your QR code, which are used when you go into specific places like restaurants and cinemas, anywhere.
You mean
And,
on those passes?
Yes, passes, yes, health passes. So the first shareholders of the McDo is Vanguard Group. Coca-Cola is Vanguard Group. Disney is Vanguard Group. And to put the cherry on the top of the cake of Philip Morris is the Vanguard Group. Philip Morris is the greatest business person for the tobacco firm in the whole world. And tobacco firm kills 8 million people per year with the approval of our state. So I could go on like that forever and ever, you know, and it is, yeah. So I'm not going to go on like that because it goes on. So the health card, when you go to have your little prick, so 3 doses cost 20 euros in 6 months for 50 million French. It's 2.9075 millions of dollars only for France. For the pharmaceutical companies, indirectly for the Vanguard Group, and so Google, Facebook, Philip Morris, and all that to steal our freedom. You are free to vote as you would like to wish. Jeannie Bourdillon. And who is at the head of Vanguard? A few families whose heads are on the foundations and the banks. And there we go. So I'm going to translate this and put it into all the important places. So
Yeah.
There we are. So this is from a doctor who is now going to die and who has nothing to lose.
Wow.
So
Wow.
BlackRock is bigger than Vanguard, and between the two of them, they're involved in everything. Yes, so it's all coming. Thank you, Graham. It's all coming. Yes.
It is all coming out. Nothing can be hidden anymore.
No. And the energies, the planetary energies, the cosmos is really offering us great support. So we have got Jupiter is now conjunct Neptune, a conjunct Neptune in the sign of Pisces. And what's going to be revealed now is first we're going to go and move into tremendous amount of meditation, spirituality, but there is going to be the great woundings that are going to be revealed because the lunar nodes, it's called the lunar nodes, have shifted from Sagittarius, Gemini, which was communication, and now they've moved into, just now, in January, into Taurus, Scorpio, which is going to be everything that's been hidden will be revealed, including the great wounds. So we're going to have quite a lot of revelation, and Venus, which is retrograde, conjunct Pluto, in the sign of Capricorn. So we're going to go much deeper into all the betrayal and the abuse to the Pachamama.
Yeah.
The Earth, planet Earth, and our bodies. We, each one of us, where have we betrayed? Where have I betrayed? This is where Venus, the divine feminine, Venus is about the balancing of relationship, masculine and feminine, and it's conjunct Pluto, and Pluto is the breaking the old form to bringing the new form. And where is it? In Capricorn, the sign of the institutions, the structures, the law, the government, justice, and it's needing to be transformed. So until 2023, the end of 2023, we have Pluto finishing its business in Capricorn, and then we're going to really move into the area of Aquarius, which is the voice of the people, how to bring the vision and ground it. Because if we stay just with a vision, it's just going to be a big bubble of air, and we need to bring it into matter. We need to ground it. We need to root it. Yes, definitely Black Rock. Venus retro in Capricorn. Yes, it's all going to fall down. Yes.
It is falling down. And there in England, there's a policeman. If you follow my Telegram channel, because there's so many words here that we don't want to say because I don't want to lose.
No, don't.
I post a ton of things on my Telegram channel, things that are really important. And yesterday, amongst the court case, the Supreme Court ruling about the not being a proper one, there was also the English policeman that's filing a court case against the government.
And yeah, well, that's been challenged because it's appeared only in the Sun newspaper. So I get a lot of friends who are saying the Sun is not reliable. So what I feel right now is each person needs to pick up, what is it, each one of you, what is your unique piece that you are having to really hold and bring into light? What is it you're having to hold right now and manifest? Because we're seeing on the stage, it's a huge stage, it's a play. But we are needing to manifest. How are we aligning, each one of us? So I just wanted to share today that I'm going to start translating some videos which come from Canada, because Canada is starting to fall apart. I mean, no, Canada is not falling apart. What has been Canada was extremely corrupt, was absolutely into mega huge deviation, inverted matrix. And now everything is just coming apart with all that. So what I'm going to start doing soon is translating some videos in French. I'm doing other things as well. So check what is it that you too are going to do to help. It doesn't have to be in big ways. You can be doing it just in your community.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Here in Glastonbury, we've set up the Glastonbury Health and Medical Freedom Alliance. So every week we are sending out letters, court papers and so on to doctors and things, as well as notices to schools. I mean, you've been doing tons of this as well, but and then I'm thinking about actually having a stall on the high street so that we can relate as people are going more and more into shop. The other day I was handing out the light newspapers on the high street, and there were so many people really, really grateful to receive them. And one thing is I met this woman that had just been told that unless she got this, she was going to lose her job, and she works at as a receptionist. And this is like the big thing hitting thousands upon thousands of people at this moment. Their whole lives are becoming totally destabilized. Do I allow myself to be coerced into receiving something lethal that's an experimentation, or do I lose my job? And with that, my whole livelihood. I mean, you think about how stressful that is for people, massively stressful. So I was grateful to meet her on the high street. I gave her the NHS 100,000 thing that's happening here with 100,000 NHS workers leaving and saying, no, we won't have that thing. And they're really standing up and campaigning. So she was delighted to get that information. And I kind of anchored her into the group that we have here. It's like this, our own group, our own network is building in so many ways. And just giving people options, giving, where's the safety net? I mean, we've been processing this stuff for 2 years now. I mean, for the whole of our lives, actually. 2 years since all this crazy.
Oh, yes, for the whole of my life and thousands of other lives.
Thousands of other lives, absolutely, yeah.
I'm sorry. This is not just the last 2 years, but the last 2 years we've been on different platforms, really, doing our very best so people would not walk that path. But then, even though they have chosen to walk that path, and I'm talking about very close family and friends, it's part of their journey. And it's really asking of us tremendous amount of compassion.
Yeah.
And oh my God, what my heart has gone through in the last 6 months is just been, yes, my heart is still going through huge amounts.
Huge. But for many people now that are threatened with their jobs that have never before thought about this,
Yeah.
like, can you imagine? It's like an absolute earthquake going on for them.
Oh, for them, yeah, it is Pluto Venus, definitely Pluto Venus. It's like their whole life is, their whole world is falling apart. Pluto, if you don't go with Pluto, when Pluto says it is time, you cleared your cupboards. It is time you shed what you have of too much. It is time you change your values. Maybe it is time you change relationships. If you don't abide with that moment when Pluto is saying that to you and you don't listen, then Pluto will do it to you. And Pluto in Capricorn, it will hit your matter.
Yeah.
So you may have a car accident, you may have a health issue, depending on where Pluto is in your chart. And it will say, it is time you shed that skin. And if you
Yeah.
don't shed that skin, you're going to die.
So
It's
how
snake medicine. It's snake medicine, you know.
absolutely. And I
Yeah.
feel like at the moment with this snake medicine, at the same time as well, there's this, we're grappling with the forces of darkness, and it's like this serpent that's like we're got our teeth into the back of its neck and it's writhing
Mm.
to get free and
Mm.
do more harm. And it's like we have to hang in there and
But
keep.
it can't do any more harm because of the energies, the vibration of frequency is so high right now that it will just amplify whatever needs to go back to darkness. It will just amplify, and the light will go much, much more amplified into those places where we don't want to go, but it's going to amplify. And what it will amplify, so love will be amplified, compassion will be amplified, gratitude will be amplified, kindness will be amplified. So, yes, you stand firm. Yes, that's wonderful, April. Yes, let's stand firm. Yes, definitely. And let's stand with the ferns as well in Mother Nature. Even if I feel alone, we're not alone, April. We're not alone, darling.
So the alone feeling is a symptom of the collective trauma, and the healing
Yeah.
is knowing that we're not alone, that we're all
Yeah.
part. And it's a bit like we're a swarm of bees. It's like this. I'm getting the image of like David and Goliath, this monstrous thing we've been up against is like Goliath, and we feeling so small. But David won. He, with a slingshot, he won. And that a swarm of bees attacking. You know, if you get attacked by a swarm of bees, you can be big and feel like you're much bigger than the bees, but you're going to run when that, and that's how we are. It's like millions of people now are just doing their own bit to, you know, take down these evil forces.
But my feeling, to go back to the swarm of bees, when a bee swarm, it's because they've left the hive. But here, my feeling is, if you go very quiet and you go very still, the bees are carrying the honey. And all they're going to do is go and look for another place. So if you get attacked, we get attacked because we're still holding a charge, a negative charge of fear. But if we go into that place of absolute core center of quietness, silence, and we trust that everything is aligned, everything is fine, and where you're not, then there is nothing that swarm of bees can do to you.
Yes, so
That's
those
my feeling.
intending harm that are not taking care of people, they need to really come into their own true spiritual nature as well. How about a swarm of starlings? John says.
I love a swarm of starlings.
It's a murmuration of starlings. How about
It's a murmuration.
How about a murder of crows? So, who's watched? Is it Hitchcock movie?
Yeah, but the Hitchcock movies was created by a man. I always thought that Hitchcock was carrying a psychosis inside himself. He had not dealt with his own psychosis, very traumatic. This man was carrying his own deep, deep, dark shadows, and his way of dealing with it was to put it out into making making films.
Yes, there was the film called Crows or something. I don't
Yes,
really know that.
in a way, crows do not behave like that. Maybe
Oh.
they would behave like that if they were totally starved and they'd been. I feel a bee will sting you if you've walked on her. A snake will bite you if you are in his territory. I had an experience this summer of swimming in the lake, and then an adder jumped about a couple of meters from me, and she had a fish. She'd just been fishing, I'd just been swimming, and it was fine as long as you respect their territory. This isn't the same. What's happening right now within humanity has been a deviation. We have deviated our power. We've misused our power. It's called sourcier. Sourcier in France means le sourcier is the one that goes to the spring and picks up the water, and shares the water with the community. You want to keep that spring water for yourself. Sorry, Juliet.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just checking that we were live everywhere, but because I'd forgotten to do that. And now I came back, and Avril and Jack were so kindly told me that the movie is called The Birds. I'm hopeless on movies and things, but yeah. So we've just rambled our way through, you know, being attacked. And my thing was like this big, overwhelming, dark force experience is being taken down because millions of us are just doing our bit and gradually dismantling it. So I use the metaphor.
What we're doing is so sacred. It's so sacred what we're doing, because money is back to the golden calf. If we look in the Bible, it's back to, you know, deviating from staying aligned with who am I? What are my values? How am I with my thoughts? How am I with my emotions? And every time I have a thought that's negative or an emotion that can hurt someone else, I'm sorry. I really didn't mean it. I was feeling very upset myself. And then
I think that's really important, isn't it? That's why I did the Ho'oponopono yesterday when I did the live stream. It feels really important to do that for all those people that are causing harm. It's like, okay, if you're causing harm, how have I transgressed against you? Did I do something against you that's caused harm in some way?
Yeah.
Responsibility.
Yeah, and let's be gratitude, because if we can remember, we are part of the whole, and the unity of all of us, we're greater than the whole. And we are greater than one giant, like you were saying, one giant monster who is totally inhuman. But we are resilient. We are human. We are warm beings. The whale is a warm being. It's a mammal.
Warm. I like that we're warm.
We are warm beings. We need to hug. We need to see each other. And today, when my sister didn't have a mask and mine was under my nose, and I was looking at people, and it really was warming. There was a feeling of warmth. There was a feeling of we belong. We are home. That feeling of what is home? Where is home? I am home. And if I feel good with myself, but we, you know, the pain is we carry so much collective trauma. This is where we're at now. Yeah. Mammon is a jealous master. Yes. Yes, because the key is to dehumanize. If we dehumanize, but belonging feels so beautiful. And how can we belong when we have betrayed the body? This is the ultimate betrayal. What we are being subjected to is betraying the wisdom, the intelligence of our body at every level, spiritually, emotionally, the immune system, the intelligence of our nervous system. It's the ultimate abuse. But in a way, what a gift. We're being shown at the biggest level how much betrayal we've done because we were dissociated. And we've been dissociated for thousands of years. And right now we are going through a portal. We are portals of energies. I've said that so many times. And the greatest portal of energy we hold is the power to love and the power to shine. So yes, belonging, that's a key word, Abigail. And April, absolutely yes. And Jack is saying the birds. Well, the birds are amazing.
He's saying the birds, Brigitte, because I was talking about the crows. What was the name?
Yeah, I know, but I want to share something else about the birds, because the birds
Okay.
is the element of flight.
Yeah.
The birds are the element of the air. And the earth, Pluto in Capricorn and Venus in Capricorn, is the element of earth. Jupiter conjunct Neptune in the sign of Pisces is the element of water, is the element of we are water. So we're even that. And fire, what we've had in our body is activating. We are in the element of inflammation. So we're having all the elements and they're all out of balance. And what I'm inviting each one of us right now and collectively, how can I bring balance? Well, it's moment by moment. Can I bring balance when I'm meeting someone who is being activated? And I'm saying, oh, you're quite activated today. Do you need me to leave? And I'm happy to leave and go back home. Because sometimes when I feel I need my space, sometimes I get agitated.
Yeah.
And what I was inviting my beautiful family member was, do you need me to go back home? And that's okay with me. You know, and we can do the curtains another time. And then she was just thrown back on herself. And she said, no, 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 no. I don't know why, but I'm activated today. And so what matters is just to stay gentle with each other and notice, oh, and it's okay, and I can stay calm. And I was saying to her in the car, oh, do you feel that me being so calm is activating you? Which it can do. But being able just to say those words can bring coherence in the nervous system as we were in the car driving. So I'm inviting you just to check, you know, am I being calm when someone is activated? And can I hold my calmness and my quiet energy? So I'm inviting you to check. So like water, we flow between the worlds. Yes, not only do we flow between the worlds, but we have to flow with each other. And when is it not flowing? Words are spells. Yes, they can be spells, but they can't undo the knots, Avril. They can just undo the knots. Where there was tension and suddenly reaction, you can suddenly bring quietness. And to do that, you just go into a deep breath. Like Julia, when she does beautiful meditation. When I do a video, which I haven't been able to do. Yes, exactly, Avril. Yes. Undoing the knots. So words can undo the knots. And then you can start knitting again with Abigail, knitting. Now, last week we were meant to do a raffle. No, was it a raffle?
It was going to be
no matter how much we love people,
we all need space.
We need space too sometimes. Yes, we do, Jack. That is why I was asking my family member, you know, I was going to go today. And I said, oh, I didn't go because there was a problem with the heating. This morning, the radiators were cold. So I thought, well, I will stay just to give a little hand. And then we ran out of gas. So we had to go and buy a bottle of gas and had to get it out of the car and connect it. So there was a lot today about heating, about fire, about warmth. And what I'm coming with is how can we be warm with each other? Gentle warmth, being able to cook tonight, putting a log on the fire, that kind of thing, hugging and saying, are you okay, me being here another day? that's the thing. And the wind, Abigail is saying, the wind carries our prayers. Yes. And can I say what the birds carry when they come to feed on the windowsill? They carry pure delight. Today I had the bulrush, I had the blue-tit, I had the blue caphead, I had the bergeronette, I don't know the English word, I had the robin redbreast. I put some breadcrumbs and I put some cake on it for it. So yes, the wind carries our prayer, and the wind carries our words, and the wind carries our breath.
It feels so important at this time to really anchor ourselves into prayer, doesn't it? To really
Well, yes, because
find a spiritual source in us.
we're moving into mystic. This for the next few weeks, we're moving into mysticism with Jupiter conjunct Neptune. Well, absolutely into mysticism now in Pisces. Pisces is the 12th sign of the zodiac, and it's the most evolved sign, and it's a sign of everything, of the collective and
Neptune.
conscious.
Are you talking about
Neptune.
Neptune? Yeah.
I'm talking about the 12th house with Neptune, and Jupiter is now in the sign of Pisces, and Neptune is in Pisces. So this is the collective field now being asked to meditate, to pray, and to be much more in touch with what has been hidden, and Jupiter bringing justice. Jupiter is about justice.
Yeah.
Jupiter is about expanding.
Okay,
Prayer,
so we did
expanding mysticism.
We did some beautiful mantras and prayers here about a week or so ago. Jack watched it. Unfortunately, we bought a microphone to record, but it didn't catch everything so well, so the sound quality wasn't so good. So now, today, we're picking up a much better microphone, so we're hoping it's going to be much better. And we are planning an event on the 27th of January, which is for Holocaust Remembrance Day. So this is very much to say prayers as well for people who are suffering at this moment in time from these things in the arm. So we've got some beautiful prayers lined up, both Vedic prayers, but also Christian prayers and Christian psalms and beautiful, beautiful things. So
okay, so
really feeling, yeah.
Sorry, I was just reading Avril, who says everything and nothing simultaneously. Yes, it's the Alpha and Omega way. It's the I am that I am. But what is beautiful, what you were sharing, Julia, please, as I'm a tracker and a weaver between worlds, we are at the end of remembering where we have been in this lifetime and in other lifetimes. And we need to remember now with as much more consciousness as we can. So what we're being subjected to is to remember that when the Holocaust took place, for most of humanity, we chose not to be present in us right now.
That's exactly the point. So it's like these Holocausts, these genocides keep going over and over and over again. So like, can we just bring consciousness at this point in time? It's just a date for us to say these prayers and the mantras and bring something beautiful, some spiritual context, and at the same time really name what's happening and remember all the people at this point in time who are suffering. That's the point of what we're doing.
But remember, you are carrying everything within you. You are the cosmos. You are the past, the present, and the future. We're co-creators. So if some of you feel that meditating and prayer is not what you feel you need to do, I invite you just to do what you feel called to do. Maybe just sitting in Mother Nature, maybe sitting in silence, maybe sitting with a candle, maybe listening to a piece of music, and maybe just doing some soul retrieval, whatever you feel called to do, or you're unique, and we each one of us need to stay aligned. That's what I need to say in response to what you shared, Julia, and to deny what you've shared and the invitation on the 27th, because it really matters to know, even if you join with prayers, which are collective prayers, is remember that even if you're alone, you're still part of that. Does that speak to you, Juliet? I don't know anymore. Can say it.
I'm here.
Here,
We're building an amazing community here with different people that are participating and doing beautiful things in the gardens and healing waters, and we are regularly gathering with prayers and sharing space together, and we're offering that out to the wider community as well on that date. So it's about what can each one of us anchor into in this feeling of connection with each other in a spiritual context, or in a way that nourishes our soul. It doesn't have to be spiritual in the way that I'm thinking of spiritual. It's like for each one of us, as we're faced with these difficulties, what can we anchor into? What can we connect into to support us at this time? So that's what I'm offering here in my own way of what I'm building, and connect the ways that I'm supporting and connecting with people. Yeah.
So Avril just said, I'm so grateful. I'm going to be a grandma twice this year. I'm so touched with you. Well, I've stayed further than I was only meant to be here with my sister for a week, but I have been I've been creating the most amazing, beautiful things for this little baby, who is my niece's little daughter, and she's only 10 weeks old, and she's absolutely beautiful. And so my niece came to me and she said, oh, I bought this cotton and silk from you a few years ago. I was going to make myself something, but now I've got my daughter. Would you make something for me? Would you make something for her? And she showed me a pattern, and I wasn't inspired at all with the pattern. It's really difficult for me to follow patterns. So I made this most beautiful little dress, which I'm finishing, and I'll show it to you in a minute. And last week we were meant to do a raffle for the scarf. So I've nearly finished another scarf. So there are 2 scarves we will go on raffle. So far I've gifted one, I've gifted another one, and some money is gone. And this beautiful Aborigine now has been buried. Beautiful sacred ceremonial. So I just wanted to share that with all of you. So, yes. So Avril says life goes on. Yes, it does go on. And enjoy being a grandmother. Enjoy rocking that baby. Enjoy sharing songs with that baby. Enjoy holding that baby in your warmth, because you are going to share and pass on your ancestral lineage just by holding that baby. I was singing last night some beautiful sacred songs and talking to this little baby who just went to sleep. Oh, you love your scarf? Well, Jack, I'm sorry I didn't wash it, so it's really rough because the wool is just as it was when it came from the mill. So maybe when you've washed it, wash it by hand, because it may shrink and you may end up with a little doll's scarf. So wash it with very tepid water, okay?
Yeah, don't put it in the washing machine.
I'm glad you love it. I'm coming back to you.
So is it warm, Jack? Is the scarf warm?
So I don't know.
It's been quite a mild winter here, actually. So have you
Jack,
got your...
yes, it's freezing here. We've had snow and we've got frost every day.
Oh,
So
wow.
Jack, is your scarf warm, darling? Is your scarf warm, dearest? Sorry, I didn't mean to say darling. Is it warm? He's not responding. So I just want to show. Can you see what I'm knitting?
Is that a little dress?
It's a little summer dress. So this is going, it's not finished. So I'm going to put 4 little buttons at the back. So there we are. So she puts her head. There we are.
Lovely. Beautiful.
So it's silk and cotton.
Wow.
So we are. I've just got to do the buttonholes tonight, put the 4 buttons, and that's it.
And you've done it in the last few days?
I've done it over the last 2 days, yes. Well, I don't watch TV. I listen to music. I read. I hug. I sing. I walk. So it's different, and
you
and
knit.
I do a lot of I do a lot of collective work too. I'm totally dedicated for this planet. So I've committed now to translating videos from the Queen Romana Didulo in French. So I'm starting that next week when I get back home. And then I'm inviting people who are different languages to do different languages once. So it covers all of Europe. It's perfect in every way. Thank you. So I'm glad, Jack. I'm really glad. And thank you for my crystal, because I will keep doing more crystal transmissions. I was hoping to do one a few weeks ago, but I wasn't home. And one of the last crystal I did do a transmission was absolutely stunning. So I want to keep doing those. But I'm not at home, so I haven't got my crystals with me. But they're waiting. They're keeping my house.
Yeah. So how is it for you being away from your house and being with family this week?
Oh, it's what is done for my nervous system. It's settled a lot of my legs, the trauma in my legs. It was the trauma I had from within the womb. And of course, when you're within the womb at cell division, you haven't got the consciousness yet. It is in the cellular memory. So being with family has enabled me to go back to some sense of normality. If normality is the word, I would not even use that word. So being with someone has enabled me to knit with someone rather than on my own, in front of my screen, on Zoom, which is how I do it usually. So being with family and reaching out and saying to my loved one, oh, I'd love to give you a hug. And then feeling the embarrassment of the other person and then just saying, it's okay, I'll just give you a kiss on the forehead. Or having my back rubbed when I come out of the shower, or rubbing the back of my family member. That feels so different. Yes, there's something happening within the nervous system at a deep core level that I know I'm going to go back home, and I know when I go back home, I'm going to go to a frozen house, and I may have huge issues because I have not left any heating on. But at least I've been with family, with my daughter, my granddaughter, now with my family members, and being with a baby, and just moving into flowing. So suddenly saying, well, I'm not going back home, I will start a dress. And then saying to my sister, oh, I haven't finished the dress, I'll stay an extra day to finish the dress. And what does that do? It just quietens down the nervous system. Knitting is really great. So I was knitting with a baby on my lap, and then she went to sleep. So knitting, sewing, I've been sewing, I've been ironing, I've been cooking, we've been talking, we've been sharing. And what that does, it just enables the nervous system to regulate. So right now I've been doing it with Living Joy, the bird I rescued with my cat who passed away last June, with meeting people, being part of the community as I moved into creating a new community, Solaris, where we have a doctor, a nurse, and we're all going to be together, creating a new community. But being here, I don't have to carry so much as when I'm at home. When I'm at home, I'm one of the elders, and everyone comes to me, so it feels heavy. While here, I'm with other elders. I'm with my sister, with an elder. I'm with my niece, who is young. I'm with a baby. I'm with a companion. So it's soft. It softens. It's warm.
Yeah.
It's gentle.
This is so important, isn't it, for us to be with our families? Massively important. And it was so harming to make people be separate from each other. So April's saying she's so beautiful, so nice to be with my son, who's 24. It's like, do not let us be split up again. If they try this nonsense on us again, are you going to go along with it?
So the key is to hug. The key right now is when you have the opportunity, just hug. I go in shops, I talk, I relate. I've always done that, even before all this plan. But now we're having to be much more present, much more conscious. So in a way, what I love about what's happened over the last 20 years is we're being asked to really remember what is the power of love. How much do I really love, rather than take each other for granted?
That's so interesting, because that's what I was exploring today. We're looking at some Rumi poems about love. What is love? When we're in a relationship, a man-woman relationship, for instance, what's love? What's infatuation? What's a way of is a relationship just about quelling the pain of being alone, or is there something more profound there in the connection?
Yeah. So what is love? What is love? Is we shrank love to our family, my children, my grandchildren. And in a way, love is not about that. Love goes much further than that. Love is about even trees, mice, birds, fishes, moss, walking, meeting, speaking, listening, presence, silence, attuning, to be connected. Yes, everyone, to be connected to nature, to be connected to someone who is grieving, and not have to fix it. Not have to fix. Sorry, Judith.
Yeah, sorry, I've cut across you. To be connected to ourselves as well.
Yes. Well, that's the first thing. That is the first thing. Love is about how can I be kind to myself? How can I be gentle with myself?
Yeah, who here has a hard time being kind to themselves?
Yeah. And I'm very conscious how many of us, it's so difficult and painful even to be with one's body, because one's body has been abused or betrayed when we're very, very tiny. Yeah. So how to be creating space, spaciousness, even just with that, and just taking a little bit at a time. Yes. Love, such a small word with so many different meanings. Yes. It's so profound. In a way, we have emptied love of its content. We've gutted love. And what we're being asked to do is fill it up again with a little drop of water of the essential. Can I bring the essence moment by moment and fill up that cup with true values? Authenticity. May I invite authenticity right now into this circle with you beautiful ones. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
So we're coming up to the end of the hour. Does anyone here would you love to share something with us about what's happening for you and what's making a difference in your life at this point in time?
Yes, maybe about love. So for April, love is unconditional. Yeah. Yes, that's a wonderful thing. We have got another 6 minutes, 5 minutes. How about inviting you? Yes, that's beautiful. Please do share. How are you moving right now with love? Inviting love in your life. Even you, Jack, what you shared about your scarf. That's so much about love. Feeling that warmth around your neck, that softening around you, and you being soft with yourself and warm with yourself. That's
So
precious.
Abigail says that this year she's decided to do something just for herself.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Very
That's
important.
beautiful. Thank you, Abigail. I received that. I received that. Just want to honor what you just said.
I think that's the biggest thing I do in therapy work, is encouraging people to take care of themselves, to put themselves center. So
But receiving, just receiving, Abigail, what you receive, what you shared, I receive. Because we're united, and sometimes we can't hold it on our own. But if we receive each other, it makes it lighter to hold what you just shared. So just doing something for you. And Jack, what you shared about the scarf, you're making you feel warm. Yes. And so, and you
would
being
anyone
with your
else like
son,
to share how you're feeling right now?
and
What's important?
yeah, and you sharing that being with your son was truly special. I received that too, because that holds love. It feels so precious. Each one of you being here, it's so much love. And you here, Juliet, I receive you and everything you offer. The gift of gratitude the other day with the starlings murmuring, and your gift on the 27th, I receive that too, because it's so profound. We're all holding so much. April, I'm ground zero. That's where love starts. Yes.
Oh, Carol's here.
Carol, love you guys. Hello, beautiful Carol. We're inviting love. What is love for you? Well, you've just said love you guys. So I'm receiving that, Carol. I wonder how you're faring now in Canada. I'm working really hard with your country right now. I want you to know that. So I feel very connected with you, Carol. And I invite loving by just being still, the embodiment of this body, this sacred body, this sacred vessel.
So how about we're coming to an end, but for a few minutes we just sit together and just really anchor into our hearts in this moment in time.
And embodying together, this beautiful embodiment, this sacred vessel. For the first couple of weeks, maybe while the scarf still held your vibes, wearing it was like being hugged by you. Thank you. Well, I want you to know every time I need something, I put so much love into it. So much healing. Thank you. I'm glad you received it. Much love to you both. You have kept me sane when all around just seems mad. Thank you, Abigail. Yes, keeping sane is key. But what are we doing about the raffle? Thank you so much, Juliet and Mabi. I haven't said much this week, but listening to you both always makes me feel uplifted. Bye-bye and loads of love. Yes.
So let's just sit for a moment. Let's just sit and anchor into our hearts. Just sit with some quietness. And just feel this beautiful energy field that we're creating together. Beautiful circle of love in this moment. And just breathing into that circle of love. And knowing that we are part of the circle that are full of beings of light and this really profound heart energy that we're building together. So just feeling into that. As my heart touches your heart and your hearts touch my heart. We're joined here together in this moment. And just allowing that energy field to ripple out to all our loved ones. To all people around the planet. To all beings. Just wishing yourself really, really well. Just putting your hands on your heart at this point in time. And just wishing yourself really, really well for everything that you've been through over these months. And being grateful for everything that has brought you to this point here. So wishing you all lots of love. Huge love, everyone.
Big love. And Graham, we haven't forgotten the auction. And let's schedule it for next week. Is that okay, Juliet?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So lots of love to you all.
1,000 rainbow blessings.
Be well.
And thank you. Much gratitude to each one of you.